Good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome to the Doc and Lefty program, broadcasting to you from the Northside Studios of webcast1live.com. This is Lefty. As always, we're bringing you the perspectives you love from the sides you hate. And across the table, looking fresh, fit, and fabulous, is my cohort in crime of the political nature. Oh, boy, none of that was good. Dr. Petrosh, Doc, what's happening?
Well, but it was strangely appropriate. Because we're going to be talking a whole lot of crime today.
I can't wait. I did crime all day.
Papers prove that the Clintons are criminals and have tight ties with Putin.
All right.
I'm just saying that's what's out there. So how have you been?
On WorldNet Daily, maybe.
Well, on RT Times, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Times, RT.com.
None. Well, we'll talk about it. But I'm doing pretty well. I gotta say, I had a lot of stuff going on last week. I had a lot of stuff going on this week, and I'm getting it all accomplished with minimal competency, which is all my profession requires. How about you?
That mental or minimal?
Minimal competency.
It does require mental capacity.
Minimal competency is all they need for me, that's all I have to offer at this point.
Well, good. You're done with your trials at this point.
No.
You still have another one coming up?
I got another one coming up. I got two more coming up.
Holy smokes.
And I'm going to confess something to the listeners out there. So the one last week that I was getting prepared for, I thought I was going to be out of town for, ended up getting continued. Yeah. So I didn't have to go.
And you still didn't show up?
I didn't need to go. No, I didn't find out until it was too late.
Oh, well, you found out at 6:25? We're on an hour and a half.
I shouldn't have told you. I was doing some work for a certain client of mine that demands contracts and turnaround time in several quick minutes. So that's what it was.
Well, I figure you're just getting hammered.
No, I wasn't
trying to hit that minimal competency spot.
I was getting hammered the week before. I was still working on the brief that I had to file by tomorrow. Yeah. I got my very first criminal appellate brief to the Supreme Court that I've done myself, beginning to end, finished a day early.
All right. That's a good job.
Yep.
Have you ever thought about just kind of how, off color talking about law is? Because you just got done doing a whole brief and you're like, what is he? Is it those Haynes? Or those
yes. No, I was definitely, are
you a Haynes man?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I just buy what I buy. I don't really look at the label.
You buy what's cheapest down at Walmart or Sam's Club or something?
No, I have a whole collection of Kirkland. I think that's Costco. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't belong to Costco.
Well,
that's too expensive for me.
Neither do I. I got a membership a few years ago as a Christmas present.
And you're wearing the same underwear.
No. It was because it was like a year, right? But I'll tell you, the first time I went in there, I couldn't do it. It was consumerism at its worst, and it is overwhelming, I couldn't handle it.
Well, they have. We were just talking about CNBC. We shouldn't mention our competitors. Anyway,
right.
Anyway, I don't like them that much, of course, because they're left-wing loons, and Blake loves them. Well, interestingly enough, they have this entire expose on Costco and how they use psychological influence to get people to buy stuff. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I was watching that last night.
Everybody does that, though. Yeah. The psychological nudging and stuff from behavioral economists has been around for a long time. That's one of the strategies that the Brits use to get people to pay their taxes.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So I pay my taxes. And speaking of taxes, that's what we're going to be talking about here after the break. First, I have a bit of very sad gaming news. Remember World of Warcraft, don't you?
I do.
And I believe you played for a while.
I did not play World of Warcraft. I was a very big fan of the original Warcraft games.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. I couldn't do online RPG games for some reason. I was more of a dice guy back in the day.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep.
I got sad news. Blizzard, who is like the Walmart of video gamers, and even worse than Walmart. Think of a terrible, like Monsanto of video games. Shut down a player-run server that just used their very basic first run, they call it vanilla, World of Warcraft server. And they were like, well, hold on, we're missing out on all this revenue over here. There was only like 1,500 people that used it. And when you consider the 18 million users that were active the last time I checked, I think you could afford less than 1% of these people going out and having fun. But they sued them and shut them down.
One of the things that I've noticed in the intellectual property stuff, the very, very, very small amount of intellectual property work that I do, is that the owners of this stuff are not messing around. They are very litigious about it. They're very protective of it. But also, from a Blizzard, I remember Blizzard back in 2009, 2010. Was that when Black Ops or whatever what was the game that
off the Xbox console or what?
Call of Duty. When the big Call of Duty, when the major Call of Duty title came out, that was supposed to kind of recoup all of their losses from the previous 2 years or something. Those video game companies operate in a very, very thin margin. Their R&D is very expensive. Their testing is very expensive, and they don't have a lot of room to wiggle around from subscriptions and game sales. So I can while I'm not saying that it's not gross to go after the little guy if you're the big corporate person. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but I can understand the motivation if they're saying, boy, those 1,500 folks, whatever the subscription is, that's maybe an extra $100,000 to us. That's not nothing.
Well, 1,500 times 15 is what?
Oh, is it $15 a year?
$15 a month.
Oh, it's $15 a month.
Yeah.
So $15 a month. So that's what, $600 a year?
Yeah.
Times 1,500.
Yeah. Well, so you're getting $80,000.
Yeah, they're getting to a point where it's.
Here's the thing: why doesn't Blizzard just have a vanilla server? I mean, honest to goodness, Thunderlord, which is where I rolled over there, they had at least 40,000 people on that server. It was full all the time. It was amazingly difficult to get on sometimes. Why not just have a vanilla server? They would pay $15 a month to play the vanilla server. That's what they want. They don't. Because World of Warcraft is so complicated that really people that just want to have fun want to stay at the vanilla server. And even advanced gamers like, my son and a bunch of his buddies, even they go, well, hold on. It's the game's beyond now what is fun. Now it's just, a giant numbers crunch and then go out and get it. Anyway, we're going to be back right after this break. We want to thank you for tuning in. For God's sakes, don't turn in. The show just started. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We couldn't do what we do without you. We're going to be back. We're going to thank our sponsors first. Thanks, Maddie. Des Moines Anesthesia, 515-574-6442. Halo Capital at Des Moines Interest Rates. Labinas Law Firm. Petrosian Associates. Don't forget, Des Moines Anesthesia does pain management. That's a big deal because there's hardly any pain management people left. They have offices here in Des Moines and in Fort Dodge. So please give them a call, 515-574-6442. Right after the break, we're going to start talking about Panama Papers. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.